Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Today I want to talk about practice compassion, because a lot of people have this misunderstanding that, if I practice compassion, because we say you understand the suffering of others, doesn't mean that you have to go through the suffering of the other person to have compassion towards others. If, for example, if someone been hit, then you don't hit yourself, isn't it? To go through the suffering. Actually, practice compassion. Actually, you understand the suffering that you reflect on a non-self, and reflect on the law of karma, and especially compassion is also one of the antidotes for anger. When you get angry, most people always think that when you get angry you practice metta. Actually, practice compassion is also a way to overcome your anger. So sometimes when you want to overcome your anger, especially sometimes someone upset you, that day you're a bit upset and angry, it's very difficult to meditate. And some people, they try to use willpower, force themselves to sit. It doesn't work. Sometimes, first of all, you have to learn how to calm your mind down first. So, but you don't do the reflection straight away. You sit down that this is reflect on non-self. It doesn't work, because you're not peace. You're not calm enough to do that. When you're not calm, you can't do reflection. It's like it becomes thinking, and then you think more. You got more upset, more angry. It's like before that, you just sit down, just try to relax your body as much as you can. Do body contemplation as a way to calming yourself down. Until you feel really, settled, you calm down, then you reflect on that, when you get angry, you reflect on, the law of karma, the person, doing something that is unskillful, or they're hurting us, hurts our feelings, and each one of us have to responsible for our own action. We will bear the consequences of our own action. And also we reflect that if we got upset, we also have to bear the consequences of the other person's action, And then why we want to punish ourselves because of someone's mistake? And sometimes when you reflect on that, you feel much better. Sometimes and then you reflect that when you got angry and upset, you reflect that actually it's non-self. Sometimes the person also sometimes is being conditioned, because then we reflect on that is non-self, and then when you reflect on non-self, because the other person suffered too, because sometimes not many people that really that bad, that have the intention that I want to harm someone. It's very rare, isn't it? Most people is only out of sometimes out of being a bit mindless, or they're just out of habit, out of compassion, not out of habit, because of the conditioning. Like today we just talk about someone like the way like this the person, like the way, the attitude, they're quite rude, the way they talk to their own parents, But then, that when they're a child, they used to talk to the parents in this way, and the parents never correct them, allowed them to do it. Of course, they grown up like that, isn't it? They also the victims, Then if this person been rude to us, and then been mean to us, but because this person also treat their own parents also the same way. That means they're just being conditioned. And then sometimes that's why when kids, most of the time the parents they're still young, it's okay in our mind. But actually they grow up, they just become a habit, they're being conditioned. This is how they speak, that because the parents allowed them to do it, then they develop the habit, then we reflect on that is non-self, and they are also the victims, and then sometimes this is how you understand, that is also the suffering, is also suffering, because we are all the victims of our conditioning. Sometimes our conditioning not even from this lifetime, maybe from previous life, so we understand that we all on the same boat, and sometimes also we also reflect on that, if I were the person, I might do the same thing. Or maybe I don't understand. Maybe the person going through difficulties, and when you go through difficulties, very easily, you get affected. Sometimes you're not in a good mood, and maybe it's okay, we forgive that. And then one of the things I used to reflect, used to remind myself, like, okay, after reflecting on that, and I said, oh, thank you so much. So also one of the things I developed gratitude. I have gratitude. I'm grateful, for this person to give me the opportunities, to practice compassion, kindness. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. So when you reflect on that, you let go easier. But then you can't do the reflection immediately. You sit down, it will go away. No, you have to just sit down, relax your body, do body contemplations, aware of your body, you be able to aware that, when you get upset, your body have the reactions towards the emotion. You can feel it manifests in your body. You feel mostly sometimes you feel very tight, your whole body very tight. Or some people they have the abdomen like really tight, and some people find it very difficult to breathe. They find it, especially the chest here, like it's difficult to breathe. And then you try to just aware of that chest. Especially your chest, you feel that it's very, very difficult to breathe. You just keep remind yourself, just relax, and you relax until when you relax. Actually, it's also a way to let go. It's okay. You relax when your body relax. You feel calm, isn't it? You let go, isn't it? Because sometimes when we want something, our body tighten up because angry also is something that is also craving, because you craving not to be. When you get upset, angry, you crave, I don't want to have this, the ill will towards that. Actually is also craving. Not wanting is also, you craving not to have it. It's also craving. So when we crave, you can feel our body. When we let go, we feel our whole body relax, isn't it? So when you relax our body, just take a little bit of time, then eventually when your body become okay, relatively peaceful, calm, then only you start to reflect. So you can reflect on the it's not non-self, and it's also impermanent. In this moment, sometimes when we have these unpleasant feelings, sometimes even a bodily pain. Also, we have anger towards our body. We don't like it. We get upset. Then we try very hard to get rid of our pain. We do all sorts of ways to try to get. The harder you try, I think you have more pains. Sometimes, you just reflect on, yes, this is impermanent. It's going to, it's just pain, it's just being painful, and it's impermanent, it's not going to stay. It come and it will go. Because sometimes the more we want the pain to go away, it stay longer. Especially unpleasant feelings, and we got agitated and irritated because that is the ill will to us. We crave not to have it. We don't want to have that unpleasant feelings. Then they said the harder we try, actually it will become counterproductive, and we reinforce that. They said sometimes it's good that you just it's non-self, and then it will go away. And then it's impermanent. And also we don't own it, because sometimes we think that we own our pain. This is me, this is my pain, because it's come from the sense of self. So we say, okay, this is not my pain, doesn't belong to me, it's just pain. Because very easily we tend to identify ourselves with whatever we experience. Immediately, whatever we experience this moment, we already in it. We play a part, we are part of it. So it's very difficult to detach ourselves. Okay, this is pain. I'm not part of the pain. Because sometimes when we become, when we get involved, we become part of the pain. Actually, we are no longer being present. Because when being present, we just stay in the present, we just observe. Pain is just being pain. You are not part of the pain. Any emotion come up, we are not part of it. So this is also to reflect on non-self, and to reflect on impermanence, to reflect on the law of the karma, the consequences of the karma, and then you have more compassion. You have compassion towards the person and towards yourself, the one who upset you, that you get upset. And actually, it really does work, because I have this experience before. Some years ago, many years ago, before I come to the monastery, and one of the lady used to come to me and she followed me everywhere like a shadow and asked me all the silly questions, and it's really very annoying and irritating. Then I was really, and I get so, it's really so annoying that, and then one day she come to my kuti, said, "Can I come and stay with you in my kuti?" "No way," I said. And then I told her that, "You crazy woman, please get lost, stay away from me. I don't want to talk to you anymore." And then the moment when I said that, actually I regretted. I know that it's not right speech. It's not something kind to say that. But because that time you're out of anger, they said this is how we have to bear the consequences of our own action, isn't it? So I said something that is really very unkind, and it's also not a right speech, not right speech. So then I made a determination, no matter how this person, whatever she tried to make me angry. I think she did it on purpose. She just want to make me angry, Then why I'm so stupid that each time, let her, to control my happiness, Then I made a determination, okay, today onwards, I'm not going to react. I'm not going to do anything. And I find it quite useful. This is what I do. And then, after that, seeing her next day is really, I feel so agitated, irritated when I go back to my kuti. Very difficult to meditate. I just sit down there, So I just sit there, just calming my body, just sit there and just, relax. Because in the past, I can easily just sit and just be able to focus on my breath very easily. But this time can't, because being disturbed, the mind, is very difficult. So I just do that, body contemplation. After that, when I become peaceful and calm, I reflect on the karma and the consequences of karma and non-self and impermanence, and then and then actually after that, then have the gratitude, develop the gratitude. Yeah, I'm grateful that, because if not because of this person, I don't see myself. Because before that, I'm peaceful, happy, Then I think that my practice is so good, as if that, as if that I have no anger. Sometimes we think that we have no anger because the condition is not there. Because actually our underlying tendency is there. Our underlying tendency, the anger is the underlying tendency. It won't comes up because of the condition is not there. No one trigger, no one says something, Then of course when everything good, no one press my button, then I think that I'm so good. I think they have no anger. But actually the underlying tendency is that just because of the condition is not there. They say sometimes people think that, I wouldn't have done such a thing. I wouldn't kill someone. You think so? As long as your, anger still there, the underlying tendency is there. When the condition is right, when the condition is that will give rise, your underlying tendency will come out. Your ill will come out. And that's why sometimes I really grateful that I be able to say that, rather than overestimate myself, thinking, my practice is so good, I'm so peaceful, I'm so calm, I don't get angry, Like some people said to me, I don't get angry. I was thinking, no, provided you are fully enlightened or you're anagami, then you have no anger. Then it's not that it's saying we don't judge ourselves as well, That it's I think yes, if we have no anger, we are not here. So the anger doesn't belong to us. It's just know that this is how, at this moment, we recognize that this is how we feel. It's just anger is just being how we feel unpleasant, we feel our body react to that the anger, and we just feel that, but we are not part of it. So then after that, after reflection, I feel much better. Then after that, actually take me quite a while, I can't just sit down and focus on the breath. I have to take a bit of time. Sometimes you have to allow that. You cannot use willpower to stop that. Oh, I'm not going to get angry. We try to suppress. It doesn't work this way. Actually, become counterproductive. Actually, you reinforce your anger. Next time your anger become more and more intense. So that's like I just relax, relax, and body contemplation, aware of my body feeling, sensation, posture, just until that I feel pretty calm. At least I'm not so agitated. I feel more relaxed and become, calmer, Then I start to reflect, do the reflection. Then I become peaceful. When I become peaceful, then only I start to focus on my breath. But of course, that after that I'm okay, meditate. Of course, next morning you see that person again, it's triggered again. So I have to go back and do that again. I have to keep doing that, until I think about a week. But then after that, because I'm not the only person she disturbed, and then she disturbed other people too. Then she was being asked to leave. Actually, I didn't complain about her, what she did to me. I just do my practice, I just focus on how I react to this person, rather than I thinking that this person is a problem. But then I find that after that, when the day she left, I didn't feel that so good that finally she left. Actually, I didn't feel that way. Actually, I feel sorry for her, Then that I realized, I really let go. I feel sorry for her. I'm not like, sometimes the person that you don't like, if the person leave, you feel so happy, isn't it? Sadhu, this person I really like, But I didn't feel that way. I feel really, I have a lot of, I feel sorry for this person. I feel the suffering of this person. This person also suffer. And that actually, I realized, actually it does what I have been doing all these 7 days, actually it's help. Actually, eventually I let go of having the ill will towards that person. Sometimes you have to be patient. A lot of people, they're not patient. They do one time, they think that is they overcome. No, sometimes you have to keep doing that. I have to keep doing that. Each time, next day, see her again, get agitated, irritated, annoyed, and go back to my kuti, go through the process again. And then the next day, see her, and go back and do that again. And see her next day, go back and do that again. And eventually, I realized, after 7 days, actually, I really have no ill will towards her. Before that, I restrain. I really try to hold myself, not to react. But this time, I really, that after 7 days, I really, be able to really let that go. And that I find, it really works. But actually, when I did it, I didn't know that I've been practicing, practicing compassion towards that person while I'm doing it. I'm not thinking, now I'm going to practice compassion, No, I just do it naturally, just sit down, just body contemplation and reflection. And then, yes, after Sundays, I be able to let that go. And actually, sometimes you need to, because we still in the world, we still have to deal with people, we have a job, isn't it? Then, of course, we will meet with people that really difficult, and of course we get affected, and that's why we just learn to deal with it. And the more you do it, you become more and more skillful, and then easily, after a while, if you keep practicing, and then you don't easily get upset with people, even people so mean to you, you just, okay, fine, none of my business, this is what the person is, that we are not so easily allow other people to control our happiness. So that's why it's also one of the ways to help to overcome anger. If it's sometimes when you're angry, you cannot meditate. So not only metta, but if you practice compassion, also will help to overcome anger. So I offer this for your reflection so we can meditate now. Okay, just we begin the meditation and then find the most comfortable posture, and don't try to control your posture. You don't have to have a perfect posture to become peaceful and calm. To find the most comfortable posture and bring your awareness to your body, being aware of your body, feelings and sensations. If there's any unpleasant feelings, and you just relax your body and to feel your body, how your body reacts to the unpleasant feelings. And just try to relax your body as much as you can. Or we can scan through our body to feel every part of our body. Start from your head and just feel how you feel in this moment. If there's any tension or tightness in your body, any parts of your body, just relax. Just remind yourself, be relaxed. So as you become peaceful, and there's still a subtle unpleasantness there, just reflect on this unpleasantness. It's not me and it's not mine, and it won't stay. It's impermanent. Just to observe, acknowledge, and accept, and let it be. As you become peaceful, you just bring your mind, your attention onto your breath, and you can start observing your breath. Any questions or comments? No questions? Everyone satisfied, happy? All happy customers here? Okay. This question is how do we handle boredom in meditation? Because sometimes because the boredom is come from when our mindfulness is not strong enough. For example, sometimes as you do breath meditation, sometimes as your mind become when you become peaceful, and then your breath become more and more subtle, and then you lost your breath, and then sometimes people fall asleep, and half sleep. Some people sleep like that for a long time, like half sleep for a long time. They think that they're in deep meditation. They sleep for 1 hour, 2 hours, so deep, but actually they're sleeping because mindfulness is not strong enough. That's why sometimes you have to go back to the causal object, So sometimes because the subtle, when your breath becomes too subtle, your mind is not subtle enough. Your mind is not refined enough to be able to focus because it's subtle object. That's why sometimes that's why the Buddha said practice anapanasati. You have to fully establish your present moment awareness. So when your present moment awareness is fully established, your mindfulness is strong. When your mindfulness is strong, you be able to focus. But one of the reasons that you feel bored because of your mindfulness is not strong enough, So you have to go back to strengthen your mindfulness, to develop mindfulness through a causal object. Sometimes you can just put a little bit, make your breath a little bit causal, but don't do it too hard. Don't try to no, just a bit. Then you feel the breath again, then you continue. And sometimes very easily people go to sleep, half sleep, because of sometimes it's quite comfortable, you go to sleep, but actually it's no good. Then your mind is not bright. Your mind become like very dull mind, you come out also blur all the time. Your mind is not sharp, And I know some people that sit there like this is really sleep, and then they think that I sit for so long, my meditation, and then they think that meditation is so good. I remember when I was a lay person, there was that time I was one of the committee member of the Buddhist Society group, and then one of the member, and he liked to become a teacher. He liked to teach people. I keep saying that you can come to me. You want to teach me. I said no, because I seen him before when he sit until like this, and then like he can sit long time, but actually I think he was sleeping, and then he think that his meditation is so good. They want to teach me meditate, I said no. Some people they practice many years like this, because actually it's quite comfortable, and your breath, become very subtle, and then it's nice, and then you fall asleep, and then you sleep for 2 hours. My meditation is so good. I sat for 2 hours, but actually you sleep for 2 hours, So sometimes you make your breath courser. If that also doesn't work, sometimes you don't force. So you can get up and do some walking meditation to build up. Even early days when I started to meditate, I need to walk. I normally do. If I don't walk, it's very difficult to sit. I normally when I start to meditate at the beginning stage, I walk for 1 hour. Then if I walk for 1 hour, I can sit for an hour. If I don't walk, it's very difficult. Then slowly, sometimes I walk for 1 hour, then I can sit for 1.5 hours. Then 1 hour, I can sit for 2 hours like that. And then eventually, sometimes I don't even need to walk. I can just sit. Actually, it takes time. You have to train. Sometimes walking is also good because walking you're aware of your body movement. And that is a causal object. Sometimes, like for example, sometimes people, they say sometimes also you apply, try to put into practice, present moment awareness throughout your life, whatever you do. Imagine you can't even focus something that is much causer, aware of your movement while you're doing dishes. You're fully aware that you're doing dishes. You can't even focus on that. You think you can focus on the breath, That's why sometimes you have to train, you have to apply this. Actually, you can do it throughout. Even you're working, whatever you do, you make use of that. Even you have shower, you're just fully aware, your body, the water, and then you're fully aware, And then, whatever you do right in front of you, that becomes a meditation object. If you're sweeping, so sweeping, the movement itself, that is a meditation object. And then, we have traders that they like to come to work in a monastery. They said very peaceful because they focus on doing they focus on doing their job, and then very, very peaceful and quiet. And they're really focused doing. They feel peace and they enjoy doing their work. And then they always say, if next time also, if any job also I want to come back and do, because they find a lot of because they're able to really focus. So actually, it sometimes can be it's quite meditative. If whatever you do, you fully focus what you're doing. Actually, what you're doing, that is a meditation object. And then, then build up that, then that's why it's important. What went before you sitting on the cushion is also important, You cannot just cut off like that. Sit down, okay, come on, focus. A lot of people do that, They're using willpower to, I'm going to, Actually, also, sometimes can be very tiring, if you too much, you focus, you use up a lot of mental energy, because if you use so much willpower to force yourself to sit, and sometimes it's okay. Can get up walking is also good. And to build up your strength, build up your mindfulness, and your mindfulness is strong, then you will not have boredom. How do we deal with bad posture in meditation, especially when it causes drowsiness? Sometimes the drowsiness is not so much with a bad posture. What you mean that we have someone having back problem because of they control the body so much that always sit like this, and then actually sit for long hours, and then after practice sometimes they have they're quite bad, the back here because of that they try to sit very strict, they control the body. So don't control your body, sit naturally, just naturally, Of course sometimes, you don't lie down. Sometimes, of course, actually, sometimes your mindfulness is not strong enough. Very easily, you have the drowsiness. That's why it's good to do walking meditation. If you walk, after an hour, it's easy to sit, because you build up. You build up your mindfulness, from causal level to then sit down is a more refined level. So then it's good. Then try not to. I think sometimes when you're too comfortable and you sit on the chair, you just like that. Of course, you will go to sleep, and partly you feel drowsy also because of your mindfulness is not as strong. if your mind is bright, actually, with comfortable posture, actually, you become peaceful and actually you can focus. Just sit naturally. So then again, you just have to strengthen your mindfulness so that it won't, and also bad posture. I think maybe I don't know what this person means by bad posture, because I know people have perfect posture. They have lots of they have to see physio, they have to see chiropractors because of having bad back. Because you control, because of body, you control. Even there is one of the suttas, the Buddha's teaching. That is the monks noting sitting like this. And then one monk, perfect posture. Then the Buddha said, no, his meditation no good. Then he go past it, another monk sit like this. Like, his meditation good, because he let go. It's truly, sometimes people, because you control your body. Imagine you sitting all the time, you instead of you focus on your breath, you try to control your body. Imagine you try to hold your body. Your whole body, that's why this person after a while, so much pain in the body because they try to control it like that. There's so much pain. So they said, and they ended up have to sit, have to sit on the chair. And then I said, okay, you have to put something on your back to support your back. So then also cannot sit too long. Then ended up have to keep changing her posture because of and this person having bad back, also because of try to have perfect posture. Then they stuff the back up. They're stuffing the back. So they said, no, you just sit naturally. Actually, meditation is something that is natural. You cannot control. You just natural, just sit naturally. It's okay. You don't have to have a perfect posture. Don't try to control. When you control your body, sometimes after a while you have lots of your body painful because of you hold up, you in this mode, and then all your muscles pain because you sit like this. It's okay, just relax. Given that there is so much suffering and cruelty involved in all animals, products, and what can we live without harming others being? Why aren't all Buddhists, especially monks, vegan? Because actually these questions is like, because we can only do our best. Like for example, like because we are, especially for us, like we are alms mendicant. We just eat what is being offered to us. So if people think that we should be vegan, then you offer us a vegetarian, then we eat vegetarian food. So that's why whenever people ask us that what should I offer, I say whatever you want to offer. But sometimes we can only do our best. Like for example, like our family, we never eat like any fish or prawns that is alive. We don't eat, or we don't like my family. They don't order any meat. They don't order because people will kill for you. For us also, we don't eat like. If someone offer us meat, that I slaughter this chicken for you, then we can't eat. We can't eat. So if you offer the food because of you kill, you slaughter. I slaughtered the chicken. I remember one time many years ago, one of the lay person, and then he's offering the monks that I think it's chicken. Then halfway the monks eating, he asked, how is it taste like? The chicken is really from my garden. I and the monks like if the monks know, if we know, we wouldn't eat it. If we know that the person killed because of us, we don't eat. We can't eat. But of course, if the animals die, then it's not that they don't kill. Actually, once the animal dies, actually is no life. It's just you can eat. So whatever people offer to us, we just eat it, and we only can do our best. Do our best not to harm and kill, and not to do it. But sometimes we cannot control other people doing it. We can only do our best. And sometimes also difficult, like there's so much argument. Like people say, oh, even veggie, they use pesticide, and then they kill so much, insect. Then sometimes it's ongoing, like it's such a controversial topic, like we can only do our best. We do our best not to harm, not intentionally harming. Like for us, like, yeah, if you think that, we should be vegetarian, vegan, then you offer us vegan food. You just offer food that is vegan. But the problem is sometimes people cannot afford also, because sometimes it's not cheap. Some of those products, that is vegan, and then some people really cannot afford. That is part of this. Then the Buddha said suffering is that sometimes actually is unavoidable in that, we in some way, we still sometimes live on the expense of others. That is part of samsara. But if you really, that the only way, that is the way out is to not to be reborn. So you're not in the samsara, you're not here, then you don't have to go through that. Because no matter how, you can only do your best. You can't, So they said the only way. I remember last time someone asked the question that I think many years ago, it's during Vesak, that time Vesak, someone asked a question like, when the first dog, when having terminal illness, very ill, they put the dog down, and then after that they feel that it's not right, to put the dog down, because they don't want the dog suffer so much. And then the second dog, they decided not to put his dog down, but then they find that the dog has so much suffering. Then also feel that it's not right too, And sometimes that's why I say you can only do your best. That's why sometimes you have to ask your dog whether your dog have enough or not. I know some people, even there are lots of suffering, they still want to live, And some people have enough, And this is some of these questions that, like it's not that straightforward, It's not an easy solution. They said, the Buddha said, in the samsara is suffering, because even though sometimes you have to make decisions, have to do things that even we don't really want to do it, but we ended up have no choice. We just living in this samsara. So we just do our best, as much as we could, especially not intentionally, harming, other living beings. Just do our best. We cannot control. So that's why if like this person think that we should be vegan, and yes, in next time you should offer the food that is vegan to monks and nuns, So to us, like we said, you just offer whatever you want to offer, because sometimes we can't ask. For example, we cannot ask for meat, we cannot ask for fish, we can't. But if someone offer, we just take it. But we don't ask. And then we can't even hint. But because we are arms mendicant, like during Buddha's time, you go from one house to another house. People whatever they have, they give you, and you cannot say, "Oh, I don't." You especially cook for me. I want to have vegetarian food. You can't do that, because people just give whatever they have. So if you think that vegetarian is good for us, so you offer us vegetarian food. So we still take it. So when I go to Mahayana temple, I say that I eat whatever they have. I just follow whatever being offered. We just take it, because we're arms mendicant. We can't ask that what they should offer to us. We are not allowed to ask. Not even hint that you should offer me this, you should offer me that. So whatever being given, you just take it, whatever being offered. Okay, I think any more questions or comments? Yes.
I just wonder, when anyone die, do they have the Sati Vijnana?
because I think I have no idea, you know. Because being animals, of course, yeah, the mindfulness is always, that the mind is always not like human beings, But depends, like some, also depends on the karma. We really don't know. It's only the Buddhas be able to tell, each one of us, like only the Buddhas that really fully understand, karma, how this person reborn into the other, in after end of this life. So what's happened, what aroused in them that moment in their mind, and the next moment how they be reborn into the other realm. And actually Buddhas have that wisdom. So
For human beings, when we lost consciousness, we die straight away.
the animals the same. It's just that animals born in a different realm. In that realm, we are in a human realm, that in animal realm. That's why the Buddha said even the Buddhas also, he been in the animal realms before. When he he saw his past life, he was being in the animal realms before. Then they have consciousness, But yeah. All of us have.
And when you are in deep meditation, like deep samadhi,
Yeah.
can you lose your consciousness at all?
No, you're actually you just you're of course you have if you have no consciousness, the consciousness is of course you have consciousness, Yeah. You just a bit the consciousness is the knowing. Knowing is there. So actually the consciousness, you then because the consciousness have to you have to have the body. So when your body go, so your consciousness have to look for another body. The moment your body gone, so the consciousness have to go somewhere. The consciousness, that either depends on the person tendency, a karma. The karma is also the drive. Like for example, if someone they have the strong tendency, then they're almost, like a magnet, like the frequency you were straight away, you suck into the same frequency. That's why it's important that, like the Buddha said, we make it a very strong tendency. Like if we have a lot of good qualities, so then our tendency to be reborn in a good place the chances is higher. Because actually, like the frequency, your mind, your consciousness, you go through the same consciousness, like the same frequency, then they have to go for another body. So you have to have the body. When the body gone, the consciousness will go. The moment the body gone, the consciousness will go to search for, and naturally they suck into that. That's why if you have very strong tendency, you have all the very good, like the Buddha said, that's why it's important. The Buddha said, if you're doing something good, you do it again and again and again. The Buddha said, you make it a very strong inclination, you incline. And naturally, your consciousness will incline towards that. But if you're someone, a lot of anger, then you will, most likely, you will incline towards, That's why the Buddha said it's important to make it very strong inclination. So when you have very strong inclination, the Buddha said if your inclination is towards good, and then the possibility of, reborn in a good place. That's why the Buddha said when you do something good, really make it a very strong, you naturally kind, you just make it very strong tendency. Yeah. Because sometimes because we because sometimes we always the reason why our mind not become still, because our mind is always wander off. So then that's why very difficult. So and then the reason why we wander off because of our defilements, because of 5 hindrances. So that's why sometimes it's needed then when you're in deep meditation, the 5 hindrances is being suppressed. So then after come up from deep meditation, then when your 5 hindrances being suppressed, then actually your mind, because sometimes what we see because of the 5 hindrances, we have all the blind spot. We don't really see things as they truly are, because everything that been colored, because of the 5 hindrances is there. So when the 5 hindrances is not there, then whatever you see, you're truly perceiving things as they truly are. But that's why sometimes even if people in jhana and they come out deep meditation, if they don't stay long enough, sometimes the moment they come out from deep meditation, and then the 5 hindrances very, very fast is wake up again. So when the 5 hindrances is there, what you see, it's just you see what you want to see. When your craving is there, your evil is there, so on top of the defilements. So that's why you can't. That's why you have to. That's why sometimes people think that, if that people get enlightened through wisdom or through deep meditation, with the people think that no need jhana. Actually, both you need jhana, but at least first jhana, because depends. Like some people, like some people, they have a strong wisdom faculty. So they be able to, like within short period when the 5 hindrances is not there, they'll be able to penetrate through. They'll be able to penetrate through. They'll be able to see non-self. But some people, they need longer time. So then they have to go into the 8th jhana. They have to go to after 4th jhana. They have to go to 8th jhana. They have to stay long enough so that when they come up, so the 5 hindrances is not active. So that's why both actually is also need to have absorption, so that your 5 hindrances is not there. It's not that you do not require. Actually, it's in the Malunkyya Suttas the Buddhas mentioned that. That's why sometimes people argue that, you just do insight meditation, don't need jhana. No, because as far as your 5 hindrances is there, whatever you see, you want to see what you want to see. We all bend through our, follow our likes and dislikes, and then we filter out, So then it's because you can't see non-self. Unless the 5 hindrances is not there, then you'll be able to see. Like those have a strong wisdom faculty. Even some people after first jhana, they'll be able to penetrate through, the be able to see non-self, and that they'll be able to attain some stages of enlightenment because sometimes if your 5 hindrances, if you don't suppress long enough, and then very quickly it's active again. When the 5 hindrances is active again, then whatever you see, actually you're not really perceiving things. We just want to see what we want to see. Okay, I think yes. Yeah.
Even after you have reached stream entry, you still have some doubt?
No, stream entries you don't have. They have a complete faith in the. That's why when you're at the stream Venus, they won't reborn in a bad stage. That at least human or they is above. You don't go down to the, you will not reborn in the lower realm. Okay. No, because sometimes people think that you do not need to have jhanas, you do not have to deep. Then you can straight away contemplate straight away, contemplate and see non-self. You can't, because the five hindrances is still there. So you have to, until the five hindrances really have to go to sleep, it's not there. Then that time your mind is really pure, no defilements. Because when your mind have defilements, your mind's like foggy. You're not really seeing, not clear. But then you have to wait until that's all the fog clear, it's not foggy, the mist is not there, and it's really clear, then you'll be able to see. But then the five hindrances is there, it's just like your mind is foggy. You can't really see. So then we have to, the only way that when you're in deep meditation and in jhana, the five hindrances being suppressed. But then if the five hindrances not suppressed long enough, sometimes the moment you come out from jhana and it's wake up again. So it depends, There's some people have very strong wisdom faculties, so they'll be able to penetrate through before these five hindrances active. But some people they can't, they need longer time, Like some people that need longer time, they decide to be able to penetrate through be able to see non-self, the three characteristics, be able to do that. But some people, when they have very strong wisdom faculty, they be able to, like some people, you tell them one time, you show them once, they get it very quickly. It's the same thing, like that, because you have very strong wisdom faculty. So when the Buddha said, deliverance by mind and deliverance by wisdom, it doesn't mean that by wisdom that you do not need jhana. You still need jhana, but those deliverance by mind, they have to go through, fourth jhana, fifth jhana to eighth jhana, like they have to stay really long time, like so that when you stay long time, in that state, then your five hindrances being suppressed, so that when you come out from that jhana state, your five hindrances are being suppressed long enough that they're not active again so quickly. So you have more time. That is the difference. Yeah.
So in jhana, what realm are you in zero or in zero?
No, in jhana you just that is you experiencing the mind. No. This is you're not reborn. Actually, you're in meditation. You're not reborn in any realm. It's not. Yeah, is it? Of course, it's still in human realm. Yeah. Okay. I think yes.
After you have a jhana and you come out and you realize certain insights,
Mm-hmm.
do you have the ability to practice or is it automatic and organic?
No, you naturally see that. For example, sometimes, for example, you don't even need to. For example, you have some experience, you have some insight, you have some understanding that is really helped you. For example, like the first time when I go through fear, I live in the cave, and then when the fear hit to the maximum point, it subsides, and that's helped me. Since that experience, I can understand that that fear also will go away. Then next time when I fear, I can easily overcome very quickly because I have the experience in the state that the fear that goes to really to reach the maximum point. But then I can see the fear hit the maximum point and then it subsides. Then I become very peaceful and calm. Then you have the confidence. Then after that you no longer fear of the fear. Because you have the understanding. It's also insight, but of course it's not that kind of insight. But we still need this insight. They said in the Dhammapada, the Buddha said, no insight without jhana, no jhana without insight. So that means that you have to have small insight to accomplish big insight. So you have to have this little insight first. If we don't have this little insight, then we always disturb, very difficult to become peaceful. We got affected. Then our mind, wander off all the time. Very difficult to become still. So that's why you need to have that wisdom, that insight. Then the big insight that is, that enlightenment, that you see non-self. So I think that's it. Okay, 4:35 already. Okay, thank you.